All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
All right, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is the ERGJ Certified Financial Educator and founder of New Black Wall Street. Today we're going over money and the power, which is money, which is the cash flow, and power, which is the cash rules, as we look at the economics and politics of what's going on in the morning. I know that's right. Good morning for the third time. We're doing it. And this is our money show, man. This is where we talk about money, how to make our money work for us, what's going on in the economy. Now, today's episode is brought to you by Wesley Learns to Invest. That's right. Wesley Learns to Invest. For the first time ever, a fiction book offers a kid-friendly introduction to the stock market and investing. This is a Black authored book by Mr. Prince Dykes from Royal Financial Investment Group. You want to get this book into your home, into your library. Here's the deal. You go and give us a ring here. Just inbox us your email address and your zip code, and we get this book out to you. It's $20 for this book to go ahead and make sure that your children are are introduced to the stock market and to investing. Now, we have a couple of announcements coming up. We do have our Power of Equity Investing presentation. So for those that are looking for alternate ways to raise capital, everybody put in the comments below, raise capital. Well, you need to learn about equity investing or equity funding, crowdfunding. That's one thing that's available to you. So you can say screw the bank like I do. I say screw the bank, but damn the bank. I can go find other ways to get the money that I need to expand my operation. And also we have an introduction to commercial shipping. If you are a work from home individual and you do a lot of shipping, well, you want to learn how to save on those shipping costs, save yourself, save your customers, whatever the case may be. So that's what we have there is the introduction to the, that's going to be tomorrow, the introduction to commercial shipping. And then we also have tomorrow our March Madness or our Dow 30 bracketology. What that is, this is going to be a place for the individual investor, the beginning investor, to learn about investing. What we do is go through the top 30 companies, the 30 most significant companies in the world, and we break them down one by one. So tomorrow we'll be going through Pfizer, Chevron, Travelers, General Electric, Walmart, and ExxonMobil. So you don't want to miss that. If you are new to investing, then Wednesday is the place that you want to be as we go through the Dow 30 investment session. Now, I don't have a lot of time. I know you don't have a lot of time. Let's get right into it. We're talking about money and the power. That's right. Everybody put in the comments below, money and the power, money and the power. That's what we're talking about, guys. It basically is just economics and politics. I believe that these are two areas that we should talk more about. We've been taught not to discuss money and the power. But I believe if we talk about it more, then we will actually have more of it, more money and more power. So what we're talking about here is cash flow, which is the flow of money, that's economics, and then cash rules, which is the legislation of money, how money is rendered and where it's going to go. So cash flow and cash rules. Well, we got a couple of things on tap this morning. We're going to be talking about, number one, we're going to talk about the airline electronic ban. The airline electronic ban. If you don't know, this is what happened last night. There was a ban that took place in the airlines. So let's go a quick thing over here. Basically, U.S. bans electronics on flights from 8 countries. And here's what you need to know. So are you impacted by these electronic bans? Maybe you have WhatsApp or you have an iMessage. If you have you WhatsApp or iMessage us, you can actually give them a call. But flying direct from the U.S. from major airport in the Middle East or North Africa just got a lot more complicated. The Trump administration has ordered 9 airlines to stop passengers from bringing most electronic devices into the cabin for U.S.-bound flights. Instead, they'll have to check them in. The sudden move, attributed to concerns about potential terrorist attacks, creates a new headache for airline staff and passengers. Here are the things that you need to know. Which airports are involved? The 10 airports covered by the ban include major global hubs such as Dubai. The full list is Cairo, Egypt, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Istanbul, Doha, Qatar, Amman, Jordan, Kuwait City, Casablanca, Morocco, Jeddah, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. All right, so Cairo, all those ones I just named, I can't say them all, but 10 different airports. Basically, if they are U.S.-bound flights, they will not be able to carry their electronic devices on the flight. Which airlines are affected? The 9 airlines that operate direct flights to the U.S. from those airports are Egyptar, Emirates Airline, Etihad Airways, Kuwait Airways, Qatar Airways, Royal Air Morocco, Royal Jordanian Airlines, Saudi Arabian Airlines, and Turkish Airlines. United States Airlines are not affected because none of them fly from the airports in question to the United States, according to the U.S. government officials. Passengers will be allowed to take electronic devices onto flights departing from the U.S., but they won't be able to take devices coming to the U.S. from those particular countries. So basically, I wanted to, what does this really mean, guys? I mean, I'm going to keep going on, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to let you guys know that war is coming, okay? Don't be alarmed, right? Why in the world would Trump and his administration be doing a ban from flights coming in and talking about they're concerned about terrorist attacks? They're creating the fear. Okay, I want you guys to understand this. They are creating the fear. Everybody put that in the comments below. See, this is what happens. They create the fear, right? It's I forget what it's called. It's a paradigm thing. But they create the problem, right? Get everybody fearful, and they already have the solution to the problem, right? But they create the fear. All right, let me go back and see what else we need to know about this airline ban. Which devices are banned? Passengers will have to check in any electronic devices bigger than a smartphone. That includes laptops, cameras, gaming devices, and tablets such as iPads. Medical devices required during the flight will still be allowed in the cabin after security screening. When will it take effect? The U.S. government officially notified airlines at 3 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. They have 96 hours to fully comply. And if they don't, we will work with the FAA to pull their certificate. They will not be allowed to fly to the United States. This is serious. What are the airlines saying? Turkish Airlines has told its passengers traveling to the United States that anything bigger than a smartphone must be checked into the baggage hold. Etihad said that they received a notification from the U.S. government and it was reviewing it. A spokeswoman for Qatar Airways said it would take full advantage of the 96-hour notice period to implement change on Friday. Emirates said it hadn't yet received any notification, but will comply with any new operational or regulatory requirements issued by the relevant authorities. Other airlines, including Royal Jordanian and Saudi Arabia Airlines, have said they will implement the measures. What's the reason for this ban? Well, U.S. officials say the move is a response to fears that terrorist groups may target passenger planes by smuggling explosive devices in consumer goods. One official said that there's no specific plot authorities are aware of, but the U.S. has been considering such a ban for some time. Why these airports? Well, the U.S. is especially concerned about the 10 airports in question, the official said, because of the screening issues and the possibility of terrorists infiltrating authorized airport personnel. Flight and cabin crews are not covered by the new restrictions. Officials said that they believe a threat to the United States will be negated if a passenger is transferred through a secondary city with additional and more trustworthy screening procedures. Isn't it dangerous to put electronic devices in checked baggage? Safety experts and regulators have long warned that batteries shipped in bulk could constitute a fire risk that ultimately could bring down an aircraft. The International Civil Aviation Organization advised global regulators last year to ban carrying bulk shipments of such batteries in the cargo holds for passenger jets. But electronics spread across a person's luggage pose far less of a threat than pallets of lithium batteries, according to U.S. Aviation's official. So this is something that took place last night, 3 a.m. Eastern Tuesday morning, but they have an electronics ban for anything coming from any of these particular airlines that are Qatar, Cairo, Egypt, Morocco, basically the Middle East and North Africa. I mean, but my God, I mean, how much fear do you have to put into the market? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, that's what's going on there. An electronic ban going on. Basically, again, we are getting ready for our next major war. If you don't see that coming, you are deluded. All right, now let's take a look at what's going on as far as our market recap. We'll do a market recap next, see what happened yesterday in the market so that you're aware, and we kind of move forward here. All right, the market was down. Dow was down 8.76% points. I'm sorry, it was only really flat. NASDAQ was flat. The S&P 500 was pretty much flat yesterday. Macy's was down 3%. Caterpillar was up 2%. Wells Fargo, GM, and Bank of America were all down just about 1 to 2%. The big winner yesterday was Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. They're up 6.75%. Our key indicators, oh my goodness, all of the retail stores were down yesterday. Kohl's, Macy's, Nordstrom, Gap, they were all down about 4% yesterday. Oil is now trading at $49.33 per barrel. Gold is at $1232.90 per ounce, and silver is at $17.43 per ounce. So those are your key metrics. As far as our emotion in the market right now, Emotion shown at a 42, which is we're now getting into fear territory, which is where I like it. We're getting to a place where I'm gonna start looking to buy. We are getting into fear territory. Warren Buffett says this: be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, we're showing a 42, which is fear. I hope we get to extreme fear. I don't know if we'll get there, but right now the market is fearful. That means prices are coming down. The leader of the sectors over the past 3 months, electronic technology has been up 12%. Consumer durables and technology services have been up 10%. The one that's been lagging, we talked about this yesterday, is energy minerals. I think there's huge opportunity in the energy minerals sector because it's been the one sector that has been lagging behind, has been actually been bringing negative returns, which tells me there are probably some diamonds in the rough in energy minerals. So that's something that you might want to check out. You might want to add some things from that sector into your watch list and see if you can find that diamond in the rough. Now, that's going to take a look at our recap on the market. And we'll take a look now at our Tuesday morning briefing. What do we need to know as far as Tuesday is concerned? Again, we have the United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson plans to skip a meeting with NATO foreign ministers next month in order to stay home for a visit by China's president and will go to Russia later in April. U.S. officials said on Monday, skipping the NATO meeting and visiting Moscow could risk feeding a perception that Trump may be putting U.S. dealings with big powers over ones with less powerful allies. The Russian foreign ministry is neither confirming nor denying Tillerson's visit. Passengers of some of U.S.-bound foreign airline flights we just talked about will have to check in rather than carry on their electronic devices larger than a cell phone once U.S. authorities formalize a new ban in response to unspecified terrorism threat. Now, why on earth, you got to ask yourself this, why on earth is there all of a sudden a ban at 3 o'clock in the morning for devices on these planes coming into the United States from these particular areas? Why all of a sudden do we have this fear that's being developed or created from our government? This is what happens. This is, to me, this is very, very obvious. I mean, to me, it's like, what in the hell is going on? I mean, really, we haven't had a problem in 8 years. Then all of a sudden, when Trump is in office, now we're putting bans on countries and we're creating problems that are not even there. We are creating problems. They're not even there. Man, at the end of the day, it looks like we want to piss somebody off. I mean, my God, I got to do all of this just to get on a plane. Oh, so the euro climbed to 6-week highs in French bonds and stocks rallied on Tuesday after centrist Emmanuel Macron's performance in the television debate raised expectations he would win France's presidential election over the far-right Marine Le Pen. The Trump administration is considering sweeping sanctions aimed at cutting North Korea off from the global financial system as part of a broad review of measures to counter Pyongyang's nuclear and missile threat. The U.S. Now, this is who we need to be going after. I mean, North Korea is basically saying, you come mess with us, we're going to bomb the hell out of you. I mean, they be sending missiles, they be testing missiles day and night just to make sure their stuff is still working. I don't know what they doing and what we doing in the Middle East, but damn, Korea is the one that I don't think we want to mess with Korea. North Korea is like, come on, bring that shit on if y'all want. We're going to bomb the hell out of you. I'm telling you, man, they got missiles for days. All right, FBI Director James Comey on Monday confirmed for the first time that the Bureau is investigating possible ties between Republican Donald Trump's presidential campaign and Russia as Moscow sought to influence the 2016 election. And then you can actually read the details on the hearing. In business, Google has found itself at the center of the British storm in recent days after major companies from supermarkets to banks and consumer groups pulled their ads from its YouTube site after they appeared alongside videos carrying homophobic and anti-Semitic messages. The company has vowed to police its site better. Also, Hyundai Motor Group may join Samsung Group and possibly other family-owned conglomerates to adopt a holding company structure as politicians call for reform following a graft scandal involving President Park Geun-hye. Analysts said Hyundai's shares gained the most in over 5.5 years on the news. Oil prices climbed on Tuesday, helped by the expectation that OPEC-led output cut would be extended beyond June, but gains were pegged back by concerns about persistently high crude inventories. And Walmart, listen to this, Walmart will launch its first investment arm. Oh, this is interesting. I was just about to take Walmart off my watches. Walmart will launch its first investment arm to expand its e-commerce business in partnership with retail startups. venture capitalists, and entrepreneurs. This is interesting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Walmart will launch its first investment arm to expand its e-commerce business in partnership with retail startups, venture capitalists, and entrepreneurs. Now, what does this say to me? It says to me that if you are an entrepreneur and you have a product that could be offered via the Walmart distribution channel, you may now have a leg up. Walmart is looking for entrepreneurs. They're looking for venture capitalists. They're looking for startups to invest in that could help them to expand their e-commerce business. Let me just make this plain and simple to basically what we're saying. Walmart is looking to invest in you if they can get a exclusive distribution deal. That's basically what it says to me. This is very good, interesting news if for those who are looking for some capital for your particular product or service. Are you at the level that you could get into a Walmart space and actually help them to expand their e-commerce by providing your great product? You might want to start looking at that as an option. Now, I don't really like Walmart. I'll never do business with Walmart, but I'm speaking from a purely financial standpoint here. Walmart is looking to invest in the entrepreneur. Do you have a product? Do you have a product? It's got to be a product because Walmart doesn't really deal with services. Walmart deals with products. Do you make a product? Your soaps, your candles, your cookies, I don't know. Do you have a product that you have produced that you could use some help getting onto a platform, e-commerce style, that's going to help them grow and it's going to help you grow? That's something for you to think about. And you might want to start watching Walmart as an option to help your company to grow. That is some very good news. All right. I don't know if I want to read any of this. Let's see here. No, I don't want to read all that. Let's go over here to the pre-market info that you need to know. Again, we talked about the airlines. That just continues to come. That's the big news of the day. We talked about the stock market, the oil prices, and Dow Jones. Here are some earnings that you need to be aware of. General Mills and BMW are set to release earnings before the opening bell, while FedEx and Nike plan to release earnings after the close tonight. So FedEx and Nike tonight, we're going to see what happens. I'm expecting Nike to beat earnings. Nike has been beat down and beat down and beat down over the past year, and their competition has beat themselves out of the running. And so Nike is now in a great position with the March Madness, with the NBA Finals coming up. Man, Nike is going to be an interesting thing to pay attention to this evening. After the bell, Nike. Wow. New data showed United Kingdom inflation is on the upswing with prices rising by 2.3%. FedEx too. In fact, FedEx probably had a big quarter with deliveries over the holidays. They probably had a big quarter. 2.3% February compared to 1.8 increase in January. Prices have been moving higher since the British pound crashed in June after Brexit referendum. Consumers are being forced to pay more due to higher costs of imported goods. So again, FedEx and Nike after the bell. That's the information that you want to know, or the pre-market info that you want to know as we head into the market today. Well, guys, that's our time today, man. The electronic ban is the biggest thing, man. War is upon us. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So get ready. But this ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. In today's episode, been brought to you by Wesley Learns to Invest. This is a book that you can get to your children and teach them a little bit about investing. Why not get them started early? We need to teach them early what we learn late. Frederick Douglass says this. He says it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So you can get this book for $20. Just inbox us your email address and your zip code, and we'll get the invoice out to you and get this shipped out to you today so you can actually add something of substance to your library. Well, I'm ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, reminding you to remember this, that it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode.